Are you okay? I didn't want to put it on unless you guys know. Wait a minute. Well, it just started. Let me see. Snap.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Big BK, and you are watching Block Movements Television. That's right, BMT, right here on your Roku and your Amazon Fire Stick television. It's Block Movements. It's the block.
I'm going to run a few commercials.
When they were on, I don't know if I told you, but Regina had met with JJ Shell at one time. It almost seemed, well, we know it was for. This was when they were on.
Give me a small introduction for BMT, brother.
How you doing? I'm Keyshawn McLean, senior psychology major here at Jackson State University. Kind of finished up my last classes this summer. I came through the Jackson State Army ROTC program, getting ready to commission at the end of the summer, and I'm going active January 6th.
Man, this brother just shot chills up my spine. Man, you keep doing what you're doing, and look at him, y'all. He's already looking good. He got a good future, man. You got a promising future, man. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, look at them juices. Flip that baby right there. That char on there. Oh, that's a good breakfast right there. Good southern breakfast. Home cooked, baby. All beef bologna. Oh, yeah. Nice good cup of joe. Oh, yeah. Oh, snap. What is that? Oh, nah, that's not a part of it. But yeah, that right there, that's a good breakfast right there. Oh.
Skill Market, Block Movements Television, Block Movements.
We kept getting a tie. We kept getting a tie for one of the positions because Joyce was sick. He was closer to, COVID.
Welcome to the show, my guest. Welcome to the show, my guest. Welcome to the show, my guest.
Are you ready for crazy excitement? Then watch the Jerry Springer Show, Monday through Friday starting May 1st only on BMT on your Roku and Amazon Fire Stick TV.
They are mad moms fighting for their family ties. Well, welcome to the show, my guest. Welcome to the show, my guest. Welcome to the show, my guest.
Jerry Springer's 5 days a week, 3 times a day, 1 p.m., 9 p.m., and 5 a.m. only on the world's newest free streaming channel.
At that time, we had a woman back. I guess you could call it a women's squeeze for who we were dealing with, for the new people. And I mean, she went on ahead and said, "Hey, I'm upset because I was promised this and I was promised that, but you weren't fit for that role at the time."
And you
And
don't
that's how
get
it
somewhere based on promises. You get somewhere because you earned it and you deserve it and you were doing the right job. Not because you made a promise. Years ago when I came on board, there was such a good old boy system.
Right.
It was horrible. It's like, well, I'm going to apply for this and I hang out with all the former board members. Therefore, I get great superintendent. It's the worst candidate of the whole doggone list, but out of a courtesy, we went through the process of interviewing. It was totally stuff, and that will take it down the toilet faster.
I actually used that for my presentation, that scenario for my presentation in my second class, which was institutional transformation leadership. I was saying that 5 times fast. But I used the scenario of we have a person who is underperforming and a person who is performing slightly better, at least in the eyes of everyone who is involved at this point in time. And I said, what do you do? You can let the person go who's underperforming, and it saves money in this category, or do you let both people go in such a time as COVID and then start all new, which is such a time of uncertainty. That was the worst we could have done at that time would be to have let both of those persons go and then start over fresh. No one knows what's happening right now. We can't just start over, completely. And so the job was to recommend a choice, and the choice was, of course, the choice that we made, which was to let that person go. And it met 3 constraints that I created. Those 3 constraints were to appease the public of tax dollars, to let them know, hey, this is how much we'll be saving. This is how much it cost us to let that person go, as well as the effects that it could have by having kept both. So it would have been the cost of the salaries, of course, but also the example that it was setting for kids from what we saw in that program, because we can't divulge those things. So that was we can't. That is our board's thing. But it was interesting. It was interesting. I think going forward, though, I do need to start having more town hall meetings so people can see, hey, what's going on? These are the things that are happening. Every year that we've been on the board now, someone has come in and asked us questions about bills that were passed years ago. And that this state's #1 motto is choice, parents' choice. And so though a program can be allowed in a school district, it's your job to say, okay, as a parent, if I don't want my child in that program, then I need to be vigilant enough to say, no, my child won't be in that program. Your school will comply with you because that is your choice. At the end of last year, so this is 2022-2023 school year, we had some teachers come to us about the issue with, we have a policy that endangered, well, in their eyes, it endangered the well-being of some of the trans students. Because what it did was it said that we must tell parents, hey, your child identifies as this. That's our job, to inform parents.
Yeah.
They wanted us to actually change that policy so that we would not inform parents that their child may be this at home, but at school they go by this. No. We're not going to hide anything from your parents, but we will help them get resources for your particular situation. So if your child is having issues and they're believing that they're trans and you thought that they were Susie or you thought that they were Tim at the time, and at home that at school they're the opposite of what they're saying at home, that means that you need to be a more involved parent. That's not something that I'm going to take upon myself to not enforce, but give.
Well, puts you in a different role.
Right. But
Yeah,
that's not our job.
That's not.
You should be informed about your student. We're going to keep you informed,
Well,
parents.
it raises the question, you get to a point where if that's such a big deal for the family, they don't want to know. The child's afraid to be upfront with the family, then it raises the question of watching the interaction of that family. This child is not in danger at home.
Right.
And
that was
that becomes
the
required
teachers.
reporting.
Right. That was the teachers' take on that. They thought that by us telling the parents that it would endanger the student at home, and that's not our job. That's not our job. Our job is to provide resources to help. Okay, if you guys are going through this together, that's your child, and eventually parents kind of, you know, go over and say, okay, I still love my child and all of this, even if, you know,
One would hope.
you hope.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not our job. That's
No,
that's not our job to be.
But by telling the parent, if there's a significant concern about the safety of the child, that may become a reporting incident.
Right.
Required reporting incident. You're talking about the town hall meetings. We have talked for years about needing to have the town hall meetings, and we've not been very efficient. If you could even get one, like a monthly one.
Right.
And then, I mean, at some point, I guess it would become a question of attendance. I mean, if you're having it, everybody, nobody comes.
Right.
Then, but certainly, for years, we've tried to get that going. And it's sort of.
I got a lot of time on my hands now.
That makes a difference.
And having some of the work that I've been doing in my doctoral program has been a little bit easier than I thought it would be. And there's a little more, right, there's a little more leniency in some of the grading than I thought I might have, because man, probably could have took a little more time on this, but it still looks good. It's still a good product, but I need to.
About education, you need to take the most advantage you can of this program. So
right.
Don't let too much.
right. But it's been good. It's been good. Like I said, I do have a lot of time on my hands. If I sit down one day and I say, okay, I want to do this assignment, I'll spend that whole day doing that one assignment, and it comes out great. And I see my grade, and I'm like, yeah. And then I've actually had one of my most critical professors in this class that I'm in, who actually went to Harrison his 10th grade year.
Oh, wow.
Which is very interesting. So his field is technology and information. He took his first technology and information course in the 10th grade at Harrison High School. But he is a professor in Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yes. So he is already one of my favorites for my dissertation 2.5 years from now.
Yeah.
And I actually have an agenda now, being on the board. My agenda is that I would like a student to run the year that I come off the board and be seated in the same position that I want one of our students to run for the board. Because in the 8 years that it will be, if time permits, I've gained all of my degrees, my bachelor's in accounting, my MBA in project management, and my EDD of education, all while sitting on the board. There's your example. It can be done. There's no excuse. I'm a family man. I've been married all those years. I have a child that everybody knows, Brielle, if you've seen her in person. So we don't really post her online, but all of those things, your student can do this too. We just got to get rid of the barriers.
Well, and as far as running for the board again, your schedule, so to speak, is open enough to allow you to do the things that you can do as a board member.
Yes.
Sometimes when somebody's fully employed, and it's very difficult for them to get to the buildings. I had the advantage when I was on the board that I had a flexible enough schedule. Right. So I had maybe a couple of days of work, but there were the days that I could do all the other things. So that's a real plus. Be involved in those buildings and know what's going on.
And it's still a stress. It's still a stress because I did the entrepreneurial thing for the past 2.5 years, which was good. I could work on my schedule, be where I wanted to be. And now that I'm solely using my military benefits to pay, my portion of the bills and stuff, it does get a little tight. But the job that I want requires that I'm out here in the public. And so I'm going to make this more of a job this time around, where I had such flexibility before. I don't have that flexibility now. And so I have to get more information. I have to be out a little bit more. Those town halls are going to be a plus for me, but it's also what could stem from them, which would be speaking engagements. But charging a small fee to come and speak in rural districts. We know we're so out of touch with some of our rural districts. How are you guys dealing with things or how would you deal with situations that we deal with here? it could be pretty good, I think.
Well, then it fits, if you're, if it fits with your major, then it works for me.
Yes, I think it does. I think it
It's
does.
part of your schoolwork.
But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'm excited. Going into this, I'm just, yeah, I would have been done. I would have been done, but we're back at it. And so since we're in it, we're going to do the work. We're going to do the work. So hopefully more people get on board, more people get involved. I would love to have a town hall meeting where it's just a bunch of community members who own businesses. And I've been playing with the idea of a lot of people have gotten attached to government assistance. Why aren't we more attached to community assistance? Because if your community is involved, we're a community of communities. Like you and I come from a community of military. So we have a common ground right there automatically. There are so many other connections that we have with people in our community. Why aren't these businesses wanting to pour into the schools? Why aren't they doing these things? We had an event at Panorama Park, and I say we as in the community. Harrison had a booth there, and I'm sure it cost a small fee to be on that ticket item. I don't know who hosted the entire event. There were so many community members out there that there were students coming from 49. There were students coming from D11. They weren't even a part of our district, even though it was held in our district. And they thought they couldn't take some of the items, the backpacks that were being packed for the children, because they were in a different district. We were like, no, all of these things, these are for children. These are for all of the children. And so when they saw that, well, yeah, definitely. And we were passing out the big, some good news is the new thing that we're doing. And so there'll be a QR code. And I think you just come off. And they did a little skit about like a news station. And we were talking about the good things of D2. And I told them, well, yeah, I'll be on as many episodes as you need me to be on. I got the time now. I got the time to do it now. So let's do it. Let's make the most of it. So I think it's going to be pretty good. I think we're heading in a good direction. I think the people who we have currently see that vision. And I think it's going to be pretty good.
Good. That's good. Just, I have another life to live now.
You have a life to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 You put in a lot of time. So it's time to. So I think
That's good to hear.
I appreciate you coming to see me, coming to support.
I think I probably need to sign something.
Yes. Of course, my wife was first. Well, you'd be number 4. Text people all morning, that same text that I sent you. When you sent your text, I was like, oh yeah, she just pulled up.
Yeah. I figured I wanted to get, in here early. We got stuff together. Do that.